Okay. Hi, you guys. Happy Tuesday. I'm so excited for this. You guys probably recognize Katie. I know we've got two Katies kind of going on here. But I was honored and was asked to do a Zoom for her just a few weeks ago. And I was like, let's go and let's flip it and let's grab you on one for our team. So we've got her here. I have followed Katie. Fun fact. I probably would have ended up under Katie 6 years ago had I not already had a free promoter account elsewhere. Because I remember I was in my last company, we were both in the same company prior, and I had a free promoter account with Thrive, but I was too scared to take the plunge and buy my kit. Like I just let that account sit there for a couple weeks. And we were Facebook friends somehow, but I remember seeing her go live and she had pivoted and I was too scared to do it, but I watched the live and I was like, you know what? I'm going all in, like we're gonna do it. So but I already had that free promoter account that I had signed up with, so I ordered under that one, and here I am. Everything happens for a reason, though. But we've been sidelines. I followed her journey literally since day one, and I'm excited for you guys to hear from her because if you look up like the fire emoji, you're gonna see a picture of Katie next to it. I swear. I will watch her stories, and I'm like, yes. Yes, like she just shows up with such conviction and such excitement for what she's got her hands on, and it's never wavered. It's just never wavered. So, Katie, I'm gonna stop talking. I want to hear from you. I sent you the questions, you've got them. So number one is what's your story? How were you introduced to Thrive? And how has it gone? Like give us everything, don't hold back. Highs,
Oh
lows,
man. Okay.
failures, the whole nine.
We'll put 7 years into a couple minutes. And I want to first start by saying that y'all have such an incredible leader for who Katie is and her heart and her service. She's never wavered. Even this 5 months, my 5 months hiatus, she was a steadfast friend to me. She prayed over me. She checked in on me. Y'all have a leader who isn't, I don't think she'll ever be inspired by your numbers. She's inspired by people's hearts and their integrity, and that shines all over her. So I'm excited to be on here with you, but 7 years, let's talk about it. I found Thrive when I was an amateur in network marketing. I think everyone has to have the self-reflection moment and say, are you an amateur or are you a professional? I was 100% an amateur. I came in, no one really knew what it was. And I got those 3 steps in my body on the first day. And I think for those of you who've been here for so long, we have to stop normalizing how good those 3 steps make you feel. And you got to get back to your first day faith. Get back to that first day you hit that submit button. And man, I fell in love with hope. It was the first time in network marketing where I found something that it just feels right. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about how good the comp plan is or the products, but it gave me hope. And I feel like we have to get back to that place of offering people hope. It's not about pitching a comp plan. It's not about, showing up with the prettiest preset. It really is painting a picture for hope for other people, because this business and this industry has always been about residual. And I think we've shifted from that. We love to tell people you can come in and earn VIPs and bonuses. That's great. But the heart and root of a successful network marketing business is residual income, and it takes time to build. So we need to get back to that place of presenting it as something that takes time. If you want to go make a quick, $1 million, you can go do that on Instagram, right? Residual income takes time to build. So I came in, we promoted very quickly. We went 200K in 5 months. And I love that now I have a 2.0 journey. So I get to compare those two for you and show you that success is not in your numbers, how fast you promote. Long story short, my character couldn't match the blessing that God was trying to put on my back. I had a huge team. We were doing huge numbers. It was the first time I was making 5 figures a month, and I lost my 200K for 18 months. And I mean, that was my biggest, greatest training tool for my team for 6.5 years. Is I showed up every single day for 18 months, even when my back office said I wasn't a 200K, and there were seasons of highs and lows, but my faith in this industry never wavered. And it makes me, back then when I was on very amateur levels, I didn't have the self-awareness I do now. I didn't have the self-control. I didn't have the high caliber leadership I do now. And I would almost get resentful and I would get bitter, when people would leave. And now, honestly, I can look you in the eye without blinking and say, when someone leaves my organization or they leave my team, if I made them better, I did my job. Like when I see someone leave the chat, I honestly am saddened because I'm like, you didn't just give up on your business. You gave up on like all that this can do for your family, all that, like the Disney trips you get to do for your kids, the mortgages you get to take off your husband's back. That's what you just walked away from. So the self-awareness I've gained, if you want to win big, you have to lose big. A lot of people are too afraid, like if a 4K walks away, you think your whole business is going to crumble. How are you going to handle an 80K walking away, a 200K walking away, a millionaire walking away? If you want to win big, you have to be able to lose big. So December 2022 got here and I was a wreck. It was all over my face. It was all over my hair. It was all like for being a woman who's so strong in her faith, I was 6 years and 3 months into my Thrive journey. No, 5 years. I'm sorry. 5.5 years into my journey. December got here. Well, really it was October, November, December. And I just went through so much warfare in my life. And it was the first time in my life where I could really, really feel the impact of having bad mental health. Like it was a blur. I was always crying. I was sick. I got prescribed medicine from my doctor. It was just like a horrible time in my life. And it gets me emotional because you say like you never wavered, and I did. I lost the faith in myself and I saw something shiny and I was like, oh, I'm going to go build here. And let me tell you, walking away from LaBelle, 0 stars, don't recommend. Those 5 months, it became the hardest 5 months of my life because I went from making $12,000 to $15,000 a month in residual to a quarter of that. And I learned for the first time, like not to put my security in money or anything like that. My faith in this industry didn't waver. And I remember I missed Thrive the second I left, but I was too prideful to admit it. And a couple months went by, and then it is a 100% God moment how I was back here. I just have to give you the story because it'll take 30 seconds to share. Kelly Thomas, my enroller, I watched her go back to Thrive, and we haven't talked in months, you guys. We haven't talked since January 2023, and this is May. So it's been 5 months. And I got out of church on a Sunday in May. I got in the grocery parking lot and I was just weeping. I'm like, God, why do you want me to go back to LaBelle? Like, this is embarrassing for me. I walked away. Like I hurt people. People are, saddened by me leaving. Like, what are they going to think about me coming back? And I have to do this publicly on social media. This is like the ultimate level of failure and embarrassment, to go back and admit that you made a mistake. And I was like, God, if you want me to go back, I need a sign. I need a sign. 2 hours later, after that hardcore meltdown in my car, Kelly Thomas texts me, swear on my life, this is who I was going to message about Thrive. This is who I was going to join. God is so funny. He will do whatever he needs to do to get you back to what he's called you to do. She sent me a text asking if she could come into church with me the next week. And I said, listen, I just sat in my car and prayed for the Lord to give me a sign that I was supposed to come back to Thrive. I've been watching your page. I called her. I called Courtney Glaser. I put my pride to the side. I waited until midnight because my 6 months was not up until June 28th. I literally begged compliance. I'm like, let me come back early. Thank God I did it, because they released bonuses for people who joined the 26th and after. And I came in and it wasn't about timing. It wasn't about, oh, I'm going to bring a bunch of people with me. It was, this is redemption season. I'm showing people that it's not about timing. It's not about getting placement. It's not about getting lucky. This is about loving what you have your hands on. And man, we came in and went 40K in 1 month. And I remember when I came back, I had to put my pack on a credit card, and my very first bonus check here was $13,000. And I just sat in my porch and wept. And I called Courtney and I was like, this business doesn't just change lives for y'all like it did in 2016, 17, 18. It's still changing lives just as much 7, 8 years later as it was for us in the beginning. And it's because I was getting people on Thrive. I didn't focus on the cloud office and what it was saying. I focused on getting those elite samples out, getting people on Thrive. My passion went to a whole new level. I didn't care about people. I had people say mean things. Oh, you said this. Yeah, I don't care. I'm back. I'm starting at 0. I have the balls and grit to do it. So I don't care about anyone else's opinion. This is about Summer and Braxton, my 2 little kids, right? And here we are, and it's been 6 or 7 months coming back. We've lost in rank, maintained 40, lost it, maintained, lost it. But it's not about the rank to me. It's about like showing myself I can do this, and I'm coming back for every single thing that I lost tenfold.
Okay, I have a few things I want to touch on because whenever you talk, I'm like, I can't write fast enough. You said a few things. Number one is paint a picture, and I love that so much because you guys, our VIPs are tied into the comp plan, and they're amazing. Like I'll never say that they didn't change. My family's Christmas, the year that I joined, those VIPs paid for our Christmas, but VIPs run out. Right, bonuses, they run out. I've earned a lot of them. Katie, you've earned a lot of them. A lot of us have earned a lot of them, and they go away after so long. You get them paid, they're gone, but the residual is what has paid for my family's Christmas every year after those VIPs hit. The residual is what's paid for my kids' private school tuition. The residual is what's paid for our family vacation. So if you've ever missed a bonus, like that's fine. Paint a picture for the residual income and what this can do for you. Because like you've said a million times, like you're not here for Tuesday. I'm not here for Tuesday. We're here for the residual income. Don't focus on the cloud office. I love that too, you guys. When I went 12K, I didn't even know I was going 12K. My sponsor at the time, who by the way has since walked away, I've never had a single placement. So don't think if you've never had a placement or your sponsor's not here that you're doomed or something, because you're definitely not. I think you need a mentor, and I think you need someone that you can look up to and go to. And you've got umpteen amounts of them here in Lavelle. I could message someone who's not even affiliated with our team and say, hey, like, can we chat for a minute? You know, I've gotten on FaceTime with Courtney Glaser, and she's, I don't make a penny. You know, you shouldn't make a penny off me, but there's so much leadership. So my sponsor's gone, but back when she was here, I was going 12K. I didn't even know. I was painting that picture. I was talking about grocery money, school supply money, school clothes money, all those things. And I was growing my business. And she had messaged me and she was like, you're about to hit 12K. I didn't even know what that meant. I probably logged into my back office twice that month. So I was like, I'm just getting people on Thrive. So detach yourself from the numbers and paint that picture for people. And the numbers will follow when you're operating with pure intentions and serving others and just getting people on Thrive and helping them feel good. Remember, don't lose sight of that day one faith, that day one feeling that you had, that day one excitement that you had. The longer that we're here, I feel like the more it can turn into like a job. It's like, I have to post, I have to show up, I have to get on the Zoom. And what happens at jobs? People start to resent them. Most people don't love their job. So when you turn this into a job, it's harder to work it. Be excited about it every single day because you have a vehicle that's changing lives. Okay, Katie. Day in the life of you. What does that look like? Do you wake up and wing it and like do what's on your heart that day? Do you have a list of things that are non-negotiable for you? I know your morning routine is sacred to you because it is to me too. I see it in your stories. But as far as like your personal development, your business, you have a list, you kind of just do what's on your heart that day.
You have to have self-awareness with your habits. When people ask the question, what's your routine? What are your non-negotiables? Well, one, like sharing Thrive is just as normal for me as like brushing my teeth or brushing my hair. It's a part of who I am. It's what I do, right? And there's a part of me that's a conviction where I feel very selfish if I don't share the business. If days have gone by and I'm not sharing the business, it's a moment for me where I'm like, why am I not showing up for something that's changed my life, right? And I need you guys to ask yourself that. If it's been a couple days and you're like, where is my fire at? You have to really ask yourself, go back to those months that you like, maybe it was, I don't know, a VIP bonus or a rank advancement bonus where this business has changed your life. Like you've truly seen it. Why would you rob someone else from that because you don't feel like showing up that day? So I'm convicted 24/7 of like sharing my business. It's a part of who I am. I do have a strong morning routine. I feel like you have to set yourself up for success. If I wake up and I hang around in my robe and I don't, brush my hair or get dressed, like I don't feel like showing up and presenting myself as a six-figure business mentor. I wake up, I, brush my teeth, make my bed. I come downstairs. I am journaling. I think journaling and reflection is really important. I'm doing my daily devotional. I'm in my Bible. I spend about 45 minutes in worship. I have to get my heart set right every single day. I always tell my team, I'm like, imagine every single day that your next 200K is watching you. How do you show up and share the business? How do you show up and share samples? How do you show up and share the community you're a part of? And I find 100 different ways to share my business. I never stopped talking about March 2014, the day that I got signed up in network marketing. I never stopped talking about my first day on Thrive, coming back to Thrive. It took my body 10 days to get adjusted on Elite, right? I wasn't a day one Thriver. I find 100 different ways to share this business. And when it becomes a part of who you are, you feel those convictions. Like it feels like sinful if I'm not getting my capsules on my story. I know how good they make me feel. We normalize it. We normalize the free products credit, the auto bonus. Let me tell you something right now. When you have an auto bonus for 5.5 years and then you don't have it, it affects your family's bills. I am so convicted to talk about that auto bonus like I never did my first 5.5 years. My first 5.5 years, I normalized it. I'm like, an auto bonus, cool. I've never missed it. But when you don't have it and you realize that importance of Lavelle, literally taking the second biggest debt in your household, and they give you a big chunk every single month to pay your car, that changes your life. So I think when you've lost things, you just come back and it's a whole new level of like, I'm proud to be in network marketing. I don't try to hide it. I'm very proud that it takes time. I always pitch like, I don't want the quick money. I've been there, done that. I don't want something that's quick. It's not worthy of me. I want something that's going to pay my bills when Summer Justine is in high school and she's 4. So it's just that having that self-awareness and showing up as that strong version of yourself every day.
Yeah, and I love that you had said too, it's like, you feel guilty if you don't show up, and share this, because what it's done for you and what it's done for me and what it's done for, all of you guys on here. It's like, I feel like I would be selfish to not share that every single day. Like, I don't have to, I don't feel like not sharing every single day. Every single day I'm thankful. Every single Tuesday I'm thankful. Every single time someone comes in, I'm thankful for that, because I know the blessing that this business has done for my family. And I've seen it work for, gosh, so many people around me. So it's like, don't rob somebody of that opportunity. You've got a woman's blessing in your hands. Like, how dare you not share that for someone, right? And you never know when it's going to be someone's time. So share. Maybe you've been sharing for a week and no one's reached out. Like, we all go through seasons where, my inbox will be crickets. And then 2 weeks from now, I enroll 6 people. And then it's crickets again. And then last month, for example, I'll be super transparent with you. The first 3 weeks of the month, I didn't enroll 1 customer. I mean, I had the returning customers that order and love their products, but I'm telling you, once the Ultimate Forever registration opened, I was like, bet. And I signed 7 customers just in the last couple of days of the month, because I was talking about Ultimate Forever. I was doing lives, I was doing reels, I was making posts about it, I was in my stories about it. That auto elite I actually earned last year when Ultimate Forever was announced, because I wouldn't stop talking about it. I show up every single day. Like you said, it's like brushing your teeth. And once you do something so long, and once you create the habit, you just don't not do it. You know what I'm saying? And so if you don't have that habit yet, commit to yourself, the next couple of weeks, every single day. I make the content calendar. Katie, I could send it to you too, if you ever want to see it, but every single day there's a topic for you to talk about. If you don't have something, I make that for you. Every single day of the month, there's a topic. Grab it and talk about it, and create that habit. So Katie, are you still sampling?
Oh, girl. Yes. I
Okay,
would have 800 back on my account and my husband's. I wasn't about to spend $800 and not make it back. Samples are a huge, I'm going to tie your next 2 questions in one, the samples and the closing. Still to this day, that's samples. That's how I get people on the three-step orders. That's how I get a lot of people in the system. So closing, I want to talk about that, and I'll make this one quick because it doesn't need to be long and drawn out. I create a sense of urgency. I do not play around. I'm not like, let me know when you're ready. I'll be here when you're ready. I tell people, I'm like, I'm going to make $1 million with or without you. Do you want to be a part of it? When I first came back, I told people, I'm like, I have a 60-day waiting room. And if you want to be a part of it, you need to get in now, right? I'm a builder. I speak that over myself. I believe that I'm a great builder and a great recruiter. So when I close, yes, sample started, but how do I get the close? How do I get people in the computer? I leverage everything I have. I leverage my waiting room. I love to jumpstart people with placement, not people who I think are going to come in and not benefit from it. Like the people, you're going to have builders and you're going to have blocks. Courtney Glaser taught me this and it was life-changing. When you enroll people, you're going to have people that are builders and blocks. Okay. Baby, hold on. Mommy's on a Zoom. Okay. We'll take a bath in 10 minutes. Okay. So the builders are the people who are already they're coming in, they're recruiting, they're building, and then you're going to have blocks, right? So blocks have potential to turn into builders. The blocks are people who come in, maybe they're not moving as fast. And I separated those 2. And what I did is I would throw people in 3-way chats. If I had a waiting room, let's say I had 5 people in my waiting room, I would grab 3 of those bricks, okay, people who have potential, but they're not really moving, and I'm going to challenge them. If I'm going to give you placement, you got to match me. You got to show me that you want it, right? Placement is a gift. I put a couple girls in a waiting room. Hey, I have 5 promoters up for grabs. They all have different volume. I'm going to match you. So they're first come, first serve. I want to help y'all launch your business, start your business, maintain your business. If you go out there and you enroll someone on 200 PV, I'm going to match you with a placement, because that gives them, instead of them just getting a placement, they're going out and getting a recruitment, and then I'm matching that. So I'm like double stacking my volume at the same time. So I leverage my waiting room however I can. Month in, when like after the 15th of the month, I love Lavelle is so smart with when people get started after the 15th, their tracker does not reset until the following month. I enroll until it's like midnight on month's end. There is no reason for someone to wait until the next month. I love that there is rollover volume. And I stack very smart, right? Like I want to build as many 4Ks as I can. So I paint a picture for my potentials. I'm still an old school network marketer. I have a pen and paper follow-up list. So for example, Lavelle's really quiet right now. I feel like something's brewing. If they're going to bring out bonuses, it's a very amateur mindset of me to just get on my Facebook Messenger and try to scroll to find people. I've been there. I have a notebook. I have potentials. I have their why. Are they on my Instagram, their Facebook? And when I go to follow up with them, I paint a picture for them, right? I breathe life into them while they're opening up my message, because it's not just like, hey girl, bonuses just got launched. Are you ready to join? I'm like, girl, what's up? We talked in October and you told me that, you cry on your way to daycare every day, that your husband is taking over the mortgage and you want to take the mortgage over, whatever it is. I bring their why into the follow-up. I make people feel something, right? Like nothing is worse. I don't want my name to ever get in anyone's inbox and then roll their eyes and be like, oh, here she is again. I want them to be like, she remembered my kids' names. She remembered where my kids go to school. She remembered the exact dollar amount of how much I pay in daycare and how I want that tab out of my house. I make people feel something, and don't get it twisted. I get ignored. I get left on red. I get told no. I get told not right now, but I am so hungry to reclaim everything that I lost that like, it's just in me. Just like sharing my capsules, I'm following up with people. I'm sharing the business. I do bold message. I don't cold message. Don't get it twisted. But I have bold message people that I want to work with. Some people have turned me down. Some people have turned into 3-step orders. Some people were still going back and forth, but I ain't afraid to message someone and say, hey, I know you've been in MLN before. I know you left it. What's up? Like you left some favor on the table. I want to work with you. I hope you hear my heart. And I let people know, I'm like, I'm selective. I don't want to work with you if you're going to sit. I want to work with you if you're going to be driven by the spirit. I attract a lot of women who are hungry for faith-based leadership. You'll kind of notice that leaders will attract who they are, right? For example, Courtney, she attracts a lot of veterans, a lot of red personalities, a lot of people who know what they're doing. They already believe in the industry. You're going to attract who you are. And I need you to have a self-reflection moment and say, if you're just attracting people that you don't want to work with, you need to sit back and say, what are my habits? What kind of energy am I giving out, right? So I don't want to keep rambling, but that's how I close.
Okay, so a few takeaways. Number one is your confidence. Like, she is so bold, you guys. She'll get in her stories and she's like, do you want it or not? Like, I don't want to hear that I don't have money because I didn't have money. Like, how bad do you want this? What do you want your life to look like January 1st next year? Like, are you going to change it or are you going to let it be the same for the rest of the year? She's so bold. And I think the confidence is key. No, that's on my one second. Sorry, mom life. So she is so bold. We're like, I could come to her and say, Katie, those 3 steps don't work. And she'd be like, okay, bye. I could say, hey, Katie, what you're doing is a scam. And she'd be like, okay, bye. Like, she's not going to waver in it. She's not going to second guess her products or what she's got her hands on. Thank you, next. You know what I mean? Like, we're not here to convince people of anything. If I have to convince you to join or I have to convince you to order, I'm going to have to convince you to work. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be here for the people that are running, but I'm not going to be checking up. Hey, did you work your business today? Hey, did you post today? Hey, did you know what I mean? So it's like, be bold, man. Share what you've got your hands on. Don't waver in that. If you have seen, maybe you're brand new or you haven't hit your goals yet. If you've seen one person hit your goal, that's not, oh, well, they did it, so like I can't do it. It's, well, they did it, so now I can too. Okay. So be bold in sharing what you've got. If one person's ever done it before, it's possible. Don't be a robot and you're following up. Okay. Stop with the whole, hey, just wanted to check in. Are you ready to place your order yet? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will message someone and say, hey, like, what's going on? We talked a month ago. You told me you were going to join the next week. Like, I know you've got kids. I know you said that you wanted to help your husband take over the mortgage. I'd love to help you do it. Tell me your thoughts. What's going on? What's holding you back? What are you scared of? Like, how can I help walk you through those fears? Because sometimes it's just a fear that they need to get over. Maybe they're scared of rejection. Maybe they're scared of friends and family like laughing at them or whatever, and I've always done this. I've carried this with me forever. The feel, felt, found, right? Hey, I understand how you're feeling. I felt the same, but what I found was this, right? And get on their level, relate to them, and talk them through their fears, because sometimes that's all it is. They're just too scared to come forth to you and share that. So go to them and be honest, be a real person. I love how you said bold messaging, because I've always just called it reach outs. So no cold messaging, but you do bold message. I've done the same thing, you guys. When I think of cold messaging, I think of, hey, I've got 3 spots left, like blah, 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 whatever. Again, but when I'm bold messaging or reaching out, like people have asked, hey, do you reach out? Yes, I do. If I've built a relationship with someone, I don't think that's a cold message. Like if Katie were not here and she was talking about having a hard time paying for her kids' tuition, I could message her as a friend and say, hey, like, I know you see what I'm doing. Like, I know you do. I would love to work with you. If it's ever crossed your mind, like, let's get on a call. Let me answer some questions you might have, and let's see if this could benefit you and could help you. I'm bringing her why into it. I know her kids' names. I know her husband's name. So it's not like I'm just going to add someone today and message them tomorrow, but build relationships. It's all about building relationships. And I'm telling you, I have relationships with people that I don't ever think will join me, or I don't ever think will order, but I've had them refer people. So stop thinking that just because someone's not interested in the business, or maybe they're with another business, maybe they're selling shampoo, but all of a sudden their best friend wants, to lose weight, and you've got a product for that, and they could refer it. Like I've had people refer their network to me. So it's just building relationships. Okay, my phone shut off. That's where my questions were. Sorry. In the middle of mom life.
I got it. The next, you have 2 more. I think the next one is vision.
Well, yeah. So I said, because you walked through the fire, right? Like, hang on, honey. You've experienced rank loss. You've walked away. You've come back. Like you've gone through, I feel like, more valleys than like an average person. But I think that there's beauty. I think there's beauty in that. Like, I really think, because you can turn your mess into your message, right? Your test into your testimony. What carried you through those? Like when you lost your rank, or, you've had people walk away, and I'm sure you've had people laugh at you or quit or whatever. What kept you going through all that, instead of saying, hey, like, I suck?
Yeah, that's a loaded question. And I'll try to add a lot of value in a couple minutes. I'm just gonna be straight up. It's been 10 years. If I was going to leave this industry, I would have did it like year 3, year 4. You know what I mean? When you have seen the true taste of residual, and I'm not talking about a bonus, I'm not talking about an 8-month payout, I'm talking about a true taste of residual, your mind never goes back to the same. Like you are so hungry to create that life again. And for me, it's like, how in the world do I give up on something that I started? You guys, to be qualified to get on WIC in Indiana, when I was on WIC checks, you had to make under $1,400 a month. How in the world do I just give up on something that I started because I wanted to get off WIC, and it literally purchased this home? A bonus didn't purchase this home, right? Not an 8-month payout. This was years and years of planting seeds and residual and showing up when other people didn't. Listen, it's going to be hard. One thing, I bring up Court a lot because she's a great mentor. And she told me when I came back, she said, this business is like, it's like a NFL team. She's like, you're going to have seasons where you win championships. You're going to have seasons where you have great people come in and take you from 0 to 100, but you're also going to have seasons where your greatest players walk away. You're going to have seasons where you don't win as many games, right? You have to get so rooted and convicted on why you're here, and I've already given up on myself once. I've given up on myself once. And I will tell you that the fruit of not persevering is like a part of who I am. It's in my blood. And the moment that I thought something else is going to be easier or whatever, I realized, hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's the work. You're going to have to put in. I don't know why we don't normalize seasons in our business. If you just had a 6-figure year in sales, you might not produce that the next year. It might get cut in half, or it might double. Sales, my family owns a business, and there are months where my mom does above and beyond, and there's months where my mom literally breaks even, or maybe doesn't even make what she put into her business. We have to normalize ups and downs. Like I said, if you want to win big, you have to be willing to lose big. If you like, it's not like your income and your sales are just going to fluctuate $10 to $20. If you want to win big, you have to get used with your sales dropping thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. That needs to be normalized. And I wish someone would have told me that last December. I wish they would have said, what you're walking through is normal. What you're walking through is a part of business. No one was in my ear encouraging me that going, I lost rank again. And I thought, oh, I guess it's just over for me, right? I dropped down. I was doing 130,000 in sales. No one was in my ear telling me that that's normal. You need to love on your team and let them know that like, it's going to be rocky, baby. There's going to be seasons where we're earning bonuses and we're in Mexico and we're building savings accounts. And then there's going to be seasons where we're just holding each other tightly and we have to push through the hard season together. It is a part of business, right? Jason and Paul, I'm sure, have years where they do millions more than they did the previous year. And then they have years where they do millions less. You have to be okay with not just maintaining. Sometimes you're going to dip a little lower. Sometimes you're going to go higher. And I've seen that with Katie over and over for 6 years, and she's never wavered. So like the vision, it's in me. So let's talk about the difference between a vision and a goal, and I'll pass it back. A goal is, hey, I want to go 12K by March, right? That's the goal. That's exciting. That's on your dream board. What is the vision attached to it? Because goal and vision are two different things. And also, I want to tell you that comparing yourself is unwise. Like literally, I read in Corinthians chapter 10, literally it says that those who are comparing are unwise. The Bible is very clear that when you are running your race and you are looking other directions, you are comparing. It says that you lack wisdom, you lack understanding. It's not wise. When people are running marathons, they're not going like this, or they're sure not going like this. If you want 2024 to be a better year, stop looking back. Maybe it was a bad year. Maybe it was where you're looking back and you're holding on to old success, or you were hurt, whatever it is. You have to look forward and get focused on where you're going, because you can't live in both places. So the goal could be, I want to go 12K, right? What is the vision behind that? What is the tangible vision? Because when your mind can go, you guys, it is vision. It is how God gifted us vision. When our minds can visualize where we can go, if you can picture, okay, March, April, you just hit 12K, maybe 40K is your goal. And you're opening up a check, and I'm sure there will be a bonus attached to it. What is it going to feel like? Where are you going to be at? What's the air going to be smelling like? Where are you at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday? What's it going to feel like when you open up an email and it's a $3,000 deposit hitting your bank? What's it going to feel like for the first time that you are able to take over the mortgage in your house and you get to hug your husband and say, it doesn't have to come out of your 9 to 5 this month? What's that like? What is that vision, that version of you? How does she show up? How does she do opportunity events? How does she show up and share motivation in her team? And I need you to tap into that, because if you're lacking, don't get me wrong, there are seasons where you're not going to be harvesting, but if it's month after month and you're not enrolling in recruiting, y'all, that's what we do. We're network marketers. You have to get good at recruiting. You have to believe in your leadership and who you are. And when I see people lack, like, well, I can't get anyone in my inbox, I'm like, baby, there's no fire on your Facebook. There is no tangible fire on your Instagram. When I follow you, if I were to be joining someone, I'm not going to go to the leader who has the most stats or the leader who, I don't know, ranked up really quick. I'm going to go to the leader who I respect the most, the one who delivers fire and confidence, not only in her comp plan and her opportunity, but in who she is as a person. Y'all, like when you can tap into that, trust me, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I literally had someone tell me, I think you're too religious for me. I don't think you're going to be a good leader. Great, that's fine. Because there's 100 other women who are going to honor the way that I'm going to show up and steward my business and lead them. So you have to be vision focused, and it needs to become a part of who you are, and people can feel that through a screen.
Okay, here I go again with my page of notes. I cannot write fast enough. Okay, fluctuation is normal. I want to bring that up really quick, because you had said you hit 200K, then you lost it, right? And then you hit it again, you re-ranked, and you guys were doing like $500,000 in sales. Okay, at one point, right? And then you went down to 130. Now, you guys, I want you to imagine, I'm not good at math. What is that? Like $270,000 fluctuation? Are you joking? There are some people out here who can't handle $1,000 fluctuation in volume. And if you can't handle that, and you can't handle, oh, well, my paycheck last week was 200 and this week it's only 150. What are you gonna do when one week your paycheck is 20,000 and then a month later it's 1,500? Been there. Been there. What are you gonna do when 1 month your volume's 300,000 and then 6 months later it's 180? Been there, okay? I've seen fluctuations in the thousands. I've seen fluctuations in the tens of thousands. I've seen fluctuations between, you know, a 6-figure year to a multiple 6-figure year back to barely even having a 6-figure year. Like there's big fluctuations in business, but I've said this a million times, I'll give you a crisp $100 bill right now if you can go tell me when it was. But you can't because I showed up with that same conviction, and from the get-go, I knew that I wasn't here for Tuesday and I wasn't here to grab a bonus and bounce, but I was here for the residual. And I got really, really smart over those big seasons. And I've always told myself, don't spend your biggest check and don't quit over your lowest. So when I was having those really, really big seasons, I was wise with that money. And I lost my 200K too when I first hit 200K. We lost it the next month because, like Katie had said, same thing. Like my character was not there. Like I was spending the money. It was me, and my team, and my sales, and my money, and my growth. And look at this. And I wasn't serving others. And so I had to grow and develop in leadership before we were able to re-rank. And now it's like those big seasons, I am saving, I am investing, I am pouring into my team, I am serving. We've done a retreat to Canada, and we did Texas, and so I'm pouring that money into, I'm stewarding that. So when it is a lower season, I'm not like, crap. Now what? Like I've had, you know what I mean? So just be wise with that, and clap for others, because I'm telling you, there were many times where I was not maintaining my rank, but there were girls on our team that were hitting theirs. And I'll be damned if I wasn't going to still clap for them. Like, hey, I'm not experiencing that growth right now, but you are, and I'm happy for you. And when you focus on serving others, you got to help a lot of people get what they want to get what you want, right? So take the focus off yourself and your numbers, and lock arms with the girls that are there that are running and say, what are your goals? What do you want this year? And I'm going to help you make it happen for you. We're going to do this together. And I promise you, it will return tenfold. It will return tenfold. And I'm glad that I lost my rank because it built that character. And Katie, I don't know, I can't speak for you also, but I am glad that I went through that, because now if I have someone in my organization lose their rank, you know, there are plenty of there are plenty of leaders in this industry who've never lost their rank. You're like, cool, good for them, but you can't walk me through a season when I did. I can't go to a leader who's never lost their rank and have them walk me through a season when I'm losing mine. Okay. And so now when I have someone come to me and they're like, I've lost my rank, my paycheck went down, so-and-so quit on me, this person walked away, I can sit down and say, listen, I've been there. That's powerful. That is powerful. So take that season and be grateful for it. As hard as it may be grateful for it, because it's going to develop character and it's going to help you help others. Let's see, bringing the fire is big one. Your intentions. I've had people say, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I'm not seeing results. And I'm like, I love you, but like, where's the fire? You know what I mean? Are you just doing it because you feel like you have to? Because if that's the case, like I said this when I did a Zoom with you, Katie, even piss poor employees, show up to work every day. Even employees can show up with bad attitudes. No one wants to work with them, right? You go to work, you got someone who's miserable, they're gossiping, they have a bad attitude. No one wants to work with them, but they're still at work. So are you that person who's still at work, still showing up every day, but you're not excited about it? What are your intentions, you know? Okay, last question, Katie, is what would you say to somebody? Okay, hang on. My phone keeps shutting off on me. All right. What would you say to somebody who wants to jumpstart their business, restart, or maybe they're brand new, and they just want to take off? Like 2024 is their year, but they're kind of overwhelmed and don't know where to start. Like, what would you say is their first step in that?
Yeah, 3 things. Oh, I love this question. Save the best for last. Dream again. When is the last time you sat with yourself, got out pen and paper, and you wrote down what you wanted to accomplish, like tangible things, untangible things? Because I'm telling you, I sat here with my daughter last night and she made her own little dream board. It was so cute. And I wrote down health goals, financial goals, business goals, and I put those in my office and they stare at me every day. And I want you to ask yourself, when is the last time you actually dreamed again? Some of y'all, like, you've been stuck for so long that you like need to get your shovel out, your spiritual shovel, and dig back up. What gets you excited? Why you're here? That first day faith that you had when you hit that submit button, why has it dwindled away? Because it got hard. It's a business. Nothing that we build is going to be like, oh, I'm so excited to do this every day, right? Some days I wake up and I'm on fire and I'm like, I'm hosting a Zoom and I'm doing this. And some days, like, I have to be my own little like motivational pep talk to myself. So have your moment, but get back up, be self-aware. And action breeds success. Action breeds confidence, not hopping on a Zoom, not taking notes. It is action-based things that build your confidence. So I just want you to like have a self-reflection moment. Okay. Let's say there's two different people who show up in January. One of them got 15 samples out, charge for them, don't charge for them, whatever you want to do. They did 5 Facebook Lives. They hopped on 3 of the IPA Zooms a week. They hopped on every huddle. And then there's someone else who says, I'm doing all the things. They didn't do any Facebook Lives. They maybe got 2 samples out. They didn't check on their sample customers. They had lots of minimal plugging in. Who do you think's PPA is going to be higher? Who do you think is going to have a better inbox? Who do you think is going to be more excited about their work, right? Action behind your, like, action breeds confidence. It's not like we think like, oh, I'm going to be so confident when I hit this. No, like, your confidence is going to be built literally with a spiritual bucket that is full of failure. It's full of showing up, even when your chat is quieter than normal, even when people come in and, they walk away, whatever it is built with failure. And, you won't duplicate what you don't do. Please show your team. Like so for example, we do opportunity events every Wednesday night, right? Don't know when y'all do yours. Are you plugging your team into those? Because even though you're a vet, you don't need, to bring someone in, plug them in a Zoom. You know how I learned how to present the business? By watching Stephanie Kay and Courtney Glaser do Facebook Live opportunity events. I didn't know how to pitch Labelle. I would get out a notebook. I would take notes. I would see how they presented the patches, how they presented the opportunity. That's how I learned. Some of us who've been doing this for so long, you're not plugging people into the resources where you once learned because your skill set's already there. You're a veteran. You already know what to do. Plug people back into the resources and show up for them, right? Even if if I'm not inviting anyone to an opportunity call, an opportunity Zoom, I'm still showing up in my team and saying, y'all hop on here, take notes, see how the business is presented. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. If you are not on fire, don't expect like fire to just be coming out of your team, right? Like, you get to wake up every day and set the tone for your team. You get to wake up every day and set the energy in your chat. In my chat every day, I hop in there. It's either a voice clip. They're getting worship songs every day. They're getting my heart every single day because those people trusted me. And you might not be excited to hop on a Monday night huddle, but someone that you sponsored and you enrolled, they deserve to log on and learn the skill sets. You should show up for them. That I don't take it lightly. Like, we're not enrolling packs, y'all. We're enrolling families who have debt. And a lot of these women trusted you with $200 that maybe they had to fight their spouse over to join. So to your best ability, you need to take them to a better place. And it's your responsibility to show up to the huddles, to show up to, I'm not saying let this take over your life, but man, if you want to make 6 figures, you got to show up and be that 6-figure earner in your head. I was a professional up here before I was ever a professional in this actual industry. I would get around other women because if you're going through a hard season and you reach out to someone and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going through a hard season too. It's fine. It's going to pass. Versus getting around someone who's going to say, this isn't you. You don't belong on the floor. I know you had a hard month. I know you lost your bonus. I know you didn't win like you wanted to this past year, but like, it's your responsibility and it's your time to get up off the floor. You don't belong there. Every single day I am in the ring, right? I'm posting, I'm building, I'm showing up, I'm recruiting, I'm following up. Do you think I'm going to listen to someone who's in the cheap sheets at the very top, trying to tell me, oh, network marketing doesn't work, or, oh, I don't have the spiritual time, the emotional time to do clapbacks, to, you know, respond to people who don't believe in me. I spent years trying to prove myself, prove my leadership. In the moment that I just surrendered, and I'm like, God, just use me. I don't even need to be this rank. I don't even need this kind of income. And there were times where I was like, God, if you want to cut my income in half, do it. I'll still show up. He did it. So be careful what you pray for. Be careful what, you know, if you want big blessings, be willing to walk through big fire. If you want little blessings, you're going to walk through little fire. So I don't know about you, but if you want this to be a good year, you have to show up and believe it. And here, y'all, like, the power of life and death is in the tongue. If you're not going to speak death over your marriage and over your children, why in the world would you do it over yourself and your leadership and your business? And I'll say one more thing and then I'm done. But I told my team, I said, all of the labels that you call yourself, I'm not qualified, I can't do this, no one wants to join me, I'm not good enough like her, all these things. If you put Post-it notes and wrote those down and labeled them to yourself, and your daughter, your kids had to see how you talk to yourself and how you believe in yourself, you'd rip those off real quick and replace them with truth. You would replace them with, the Bible says that you are equipped for every good work he has planned for you. It's going to be hard. Nothing easy. Like, I don't understand why we've made network marketing out to be like, oh, you're going to be successful in 6 months. It might take 6 years, but you're going to build $10,000 in residual income that builds and grows over time. So that's all I got for you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, there's so many good things that I want to touch on, and then we'll let you guys go. Number one was take action. I feel like we get like this analysis paralysis where we're like, we're going to start when we know everything. Like, we're going to start once we read all the PDFs and we look at everything in the team page and we have all the knowledge. And it's like, I mean, 6 years later, I'm still asking questions. If I was waiting till I knew everything, I still wouldn't have started. Take action, go live, do it messy, get in your stories. I mean, I've seen Katie go live at 7 a.m. In her robe, no bra on, hair up, like making her shake, talking to people, spitting fire. You know, if you have something on your heart, go share it, go talk about it. Don't wait. I heard something a long time ago, it really stuck with me, is like, we see people that are like, I'm on all the Zooms. I mean, I don't know about you guys, Katie, but we have Monday night, we have this one Tuesday afternoon, we've got usually 2 to 3 working Zooms, and we've got all these things to plug into. And it's like, if you're on every single one, how much action are you putting to the self-development, right? Like, you could be on all the Zooms, listening to all the podcasts, but if you're not taking action, it doesn't matter. Are you applying what you've learned? Or are you just soaking it all up and doing nothing with it? So for every hour of self-development, I want to do an hour of action. Listen to an hour-long Zoom, get on an hour-long Zoom, and then get off and go work for an hour. Go share, go create content, go live, go interact, go grow your network, go do these things that you know are going to help you build your business. Action's everything. Like, they have their, like you had said, you have your opportunity live, like you plug people in. I'm still plugging people in. We have a group page, my organization, we have a page for those who are interested in the business where we break down the auto bonus, we break down how to thrive for free, we break down, I mean, there's people's stories, people have gone in there and shared their stories, so it's a lot of different third-party validation. That is huge. Plug people in. I've been here for 6 years. I'm still adding people to that page. I'm still getting in three-way chats. I'm still third-party validating people because I want them to hear someone else's story. They might not relate to me, but maybe they relate to Stephanie. I've been seeing her nodding this whole time. Maybe they relate to Sue or Amanda, but they can't relate to me. So I'm going to plug them in and they might hear something else that's going to click that light bulb moment. And then they're going to go, okay, like, I'm ready. So plug people in. And then you did talk about duplication. I'm going to throw this in real quickly and then we're going to be done. Everything's duplicatable. Everything. You might go like, oh yeah, success is duplicatable. Like, plugging people in is duplicatable. Getting on the Zooms is duplicatable, but so is not. So is disappearing for a week. If you're someone who's in and out and in and out and in and out, your team is going to be in and out and in and out and in and out. If you're someone who's sharing, hey guys, there's a Zoom tonight, and then you're not on it, what is that duplicating to your team? Well, she didn't get on, so like, it must not be that important. And I'm not saying to get on all of them because we have lives and children clearly, but like, I will never ask of anybody what I'm not willing to do myself. I want what I do to be duplicatable in a good way. If my organization works the way that I do, or if your organization worked the way that you do, what would your business look like? What would your business look like? So keep that in mind as you move forward through this year. I've always said, picture the perfect promoter. Are they going live? Are they sampling? Are they getting to Palooza? Are they getting on the team trainings? Are they sharing? Are they spitting fire? Are they working with pure intentions and serving others? And if that's your perfect promoter, go be that person. because you're gonna attract who you are, like Katie had said. So I'm pumped for this year. I think this was a really cool, amazing way to kick off the new year. I'm excited. Thank you, Katie, for bringing the fire. I appreciate you. I will send you the recording once we have it uploaded. Bye, Summer. It's all right. Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you all for getting on. Thanks, Katie.